All right, and we're recording. Okay, so as the title of the video suggests, this is talking about the recent drama that I am recording this as of, like very recent. This is about as recent as you can get. Like 15 minutes ago, this just happened. Okay, and I had to re-record because my first session went really fucking bad. But anyways, besides the point. All right. Um, New drama just dropped. The GD Australia server just got absolutely nuked to smithereens. Rest in peace. You will not be remembered. And we've got some proof here that is very damning against the owner of the GD Australia server. So if we actually look here, this is the owner of the GD Australia server, Max, right here. I'm not going to uncensor his username just so that you all don't fucking, flame at him. Because the last thing I want to do is put light on the thing and make everyone say, go fucking kill yourself. That's not what I want to do, okay? That's not what I want to do. I just want to shed light on the situation because I think this is a situation that we should cover. Also, why is this guy's favorite game is Furry Feet is just a complete and very questionable thing. But that's besides the point. So, if we scroll back up here, here's Kane. Kane, you might notice this is deleted. I have Vencord on, that's why it's like that. But he's actually banned from the server because he was one of the people that helped overthrow. And what do I mean by overthrow? Overthrow as in this server has been under very questionable management, as lots of the people, lots of the staff have said, and even some of the members as well. Um, but here we've got some very damning proof here by Max, the owner, as I showed you earlier, telling people to go kill themselves, and over just a minute argument. As for what the argument is, I am not too sure as of the details of this moment. I could go ask, but I'm just recording this just for the sake of recording this so that we can get this done and out of the way. So, all of this drama, it all rooted from the fact that this guy was not that great at managing, okay? And this isn't me saying he's a very, very terrible person, which if he was, I wouldn't be that surprised, but this has some very, very questionable community, I'll say. Um, Especially since this server turned into, well, I'm not going to say it for the sake of YouTube not wanting to strike me down like fucking Zeus from the sky. I am just here to say that, let's say that furries and corn, okay? That's the base that I'm gonna put of this. And even then, there's proof of his like very authoritarian ruling of this server. He almost treats it like it's North Korea. He's Kim Jong Un of this entire hierarchy, and this guy is deciding what happens and not. If you're wearing your button-up shirt correctly, if you're wearing the exact right hexadecimal code of fucking colors, if you're the right hex code of color for your shirt. This is the kind of guy that we're dealing with, okay? Um, I'm actually right now, as I'm recording this, I am in VC with one of the victims here. If he wants to speak up, he can speak up right now.
Uh, so what happened was I got banned from it for a ridiculous reason. It was a separate VC and I was with my mate Sharky, which is also in the VC. Um, and I was joking around with him. Went too far with one of the jokes. Well, I'm not going to repeat it. But went too far and then it reached max. I tried applying for GD Australia and then got in a day later I was banned. So, and then apparently I tried to get my friends on it, nothing, and now he hates my guts. So,
Would you like to add anything on to about what I said earlier about Max's almost authoritarian ruling of the server?
um, so I've heard when they were trying to do a Thinking Space 2 run of Australia, doing Thinking Space 2, he would get mad when people messed, like really mad when people messed up their parts. Like he got pissed off. That's about it.
And
I don't
to
much know much about him.
about that situation, we actually have. I'm pretty sure we have one of the people who participated in that event, Sharkiga. Would you like to say hi?
Oh, Ben.
um, you participated in the Thinking Space 2 GD Australia Beats, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, okay. And how would you say your time was when you were actually participating in that event?
So we had rules very specific rules. We had to record in 60 FPS, 1080p, which is not that bad, but we had to get rid of our all of our stats on the screen. We had to get rid of our percentage bar, made the percentages two decimal places, turn off golden percentages and a bunch of other small like inconsistencies across different like screens to try and make it, he's very like he's like very ruling, he wants everything to be perfect. He wants like everything to be in a nice, organized way.
I
And
think he
that's
might
just how
have
he
OCD though. That's the thing. He might have OCD.
And would you say when he was telling you all the guys these rules about the actual um event, would you say that when he enforced them, was he strict about it?
he was pretty strict about it. I remember, well, some people had their parts denied or they had to redo their parts. I remember Mr. Uzer, he was doing the third last part, I think, and he included his face cam, which was one of the things that wasn't, and he was very adamant about keeping his face cam on because he doesn't want to like have to reset everything when he goes back to recording regularly. So he ended up just not being in the official like TS2 parts, like the
And do
yeah.
you think because of that exclusion, do you think that what Max did over to Uzer was a fair thing to do or not? And if so, why?
Like Uzo, he was like Uzo and Kane, I think they were arguing about this in another chat. Like they were like fighting against Max, like let him have his face cam. What did he do to deserve this? And like all this other stuff, and like hating on Max essentially. Um, and yeah,
And do you
uh,
think this is something that you saw from like the very beginning, from when this server was created, when you were invited?
when I was invited, I didn't actually see any problems. The server was actually quite like normal. It's only the past month or couple months it started really amping up. Especially in the past maybe couple weeks. It's just gotten out of hand and like people are getting banned. Like yeah, everything just happened.
Yeah, I noticed that when even when I joined, right? And obviously, I, as most people will know, I'm Australian, but most people don't think that when they hear my voice, because people like to say my voice sounds American. Would you say that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. But here's the thing,
yeah,
right? When I got invited to the server originally, I was literally just invited there because you invited me over, right? Because I was an Australian player
yeah,
that played GD. Yeah, and I feel like I did get accepted through Peking. Peking accepted me. He understood that I was an Aussie player, but I just got randomly kicked for no reason because he was just assuming he was just letting random people in. But I just think even that in of itself, while it might be small, I feel like that was indicative of what kind of person he was. Would you like to add on to anything about that?
he well, he just seemed very strict about the type of people that he wanted letting into the server, and a lot of the people he did end up in this server was mostly a lot of his friends that are like furries and other stuff like that. Um, Possibly IRL friends. Like a lot of like Rex was in the server. Like a couple other furry people were also in the server that had a lot more like Max wanted those people to be in, but not like Davy or Thex or other people that
Would you
had trouble getting in the
say
server.
would you say that when people were claiming about the how the server was originally just how the server was originally just a conglomerate of people who are furries that just gathered together as opposed to just being a GD server for Australian players? How do you react to that, and how do you feel about that?
I feel like at the start of the server, not much drama. It was actually a GD server. Like people were talking about GD, people were doing that. But as soon as Max started letting in these more of these furry people, and the drama kind of escalated, and that's where it's all started. People have claimed to like um not like Max because in the server there was like that kind of stuff, inappropriate stuff in the server. related to furries, and like it didn't feel like a GD server towards the end of it. Um, it was just kind of like a hangout, a bunch of people, and like there were like over 100 members, but only like 10 members were actually active in this server, voice chatting and messaging. So it was really like just a group of people, not an entire server coming together as Australians playing GD.
Where do you
And
think?
I,
Oh,
hang on,
yeah, you can speak.
can I add something here? We do not hate furries. This is just what happened. We do not. Furries are
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, I'd like to add as well. We don't care about whether or not we don't distinguish you as different if you're a specific minority. If you're a furry, if you're trans, if you're we don't discriminate against that. What we're saying is that having that kind of community for something that is completely unrelated to what a community the type of community it should be, in this case being an Australian GD server, I think that with what was presented at hand, I don't think it was appropriate. And I'm sure these other two can agree as well.
yeah.
Where do you stand as of now? Like when it comes to Max as a person, like where do you stand?
I feel like at the start I was I was having a good like talk with him in VC. Like he seemed like a really chill person, right? Um, it was only it was only the start of the like when Davy was all that I was starting to question, or like maybe during the TS2 or something. I questioned him, but like it wasn't like fully like I didn't hate him. Like it was I only started really um I'm not disliking. I don't dislike him, but um it's just getting really questionable about um Max because like at the first glance he seemed like a nice person, but now with the incident of like people, him, sending like I don't know, you should die or something to other people. That's really changed my perspective, especially in the past few hours alone.
Mm.
Like he's putting on a mask in VC that,
Uh,
and you
do
wouldn't
you
see the true side of him.
do you think that this could have been prevented in any way, or do you think that this was bound to happen?
I felt like it was gonna happen at the very start. I got hinted at the start during TS2. This is where like peaking and all that came in. I was in a VC with peaking, and we were talking about making a new GDAU server because we just didn't like what Max was doing, making all these rules and like I don't know, just kind of hating on everyone that didn't follow his rules. That never ended up happening, like at that time, but now a new server has indeed formed, and it's without Max as well, so Max is being excluded from this server. Um,
Hmm.
but they just I don't know what the goal is with this new server. It was just created a few hours ago. Um, but yeah, it was definitely hinted at the very start that Max was not the greatest at um, being a leader or like setting rules or maybe just not even a good person to begin with. So that's basically just that, to be honest.
Well, I mean, do any of us have any final thoughts about the situation as a whole?
I was really shocked when it got griefed because it just happened so suddenly. Like, I heard a lot of pings in the server, and then um, everyone, I don't know who did it. Well, I think it was peaking, but um, everyone obtained the admin role, which yeah, you know what that means. Everyone started
Hmm.
deleting all the channels. The server was quite lively in here, not too lively, but there was action. It wasn't dead. Um, but all the channels and all of its history are now gone. All the VCs are gone. Um, and it's just general chat now. Hanging on by a thread. Uh, since then, everyone has been unmodded, so all the previous admins are now just members, and Max has the full authority over the server. Um, it was really close for entire server deletion, to be honest, because when everyone is an admin, there can be stuff like people can pretty much delete the server at that point. Um, banned. There people were getting banned. Like Lamington got banned. Um, and yeah, people were just abusing their admins, so anything could happen. It was basically just an anarchy server, to be honest. Um, and that's just kind of where it happened. Like, uh, the server name changed, the server profile, and all that. Like, yeah, and that all happened in the span of approximately like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
That
and
that
I think
was
it's shocking when you put it into like onto paper the actual events that happened and how fast they actually happened. When I noticed that this happened just about immediately as I was about to get off, I just noticed that it was like a full-fledged drama, full-fledged conflict was arising, especially when I saw that I was invited to the GDA, the new server, the new GD Australia server. I had a feeling that something was going to happen, and lo and behold, my theory was right. Um, I think that's it for now. I'll probably do more coverage on this topic if there is more
Once we
coverage
get
on this
more
topic,
evidence,
if there is more
once we get
evidence.
more evidence.
For anyone that does see this, that is in part of the drama and does know any details and would like to come forward, uh, my DMs are always open. My
yeah.
Discord DMs are always open. If you really want to get into contact with me, you can go into my Discord
Yeah,
server
this
that I
this
have linked
drama
on
is
my
very
channel.
recent,
Yeah,
so
it's very recent.
yeah,
So
not a
if
lot of things are known. We still have a lot of questions and a lot of answers like I don't really
And
know.
if obviously when I'm releasing this video, this will be late at night, so no one's. I doubt most of the Aussies are going to be seeing this until the next morning. So if you wake up the next morning and feel like, oh wow, shit went down because you actually have a life and don't stay on Discord. The only reason I'm saying this is I'm a West Aussie, so it's like only 9 o'clock, and I was about to head off when I saw this, and I just thought this was a good opportunity to share. But for obviously most of the Aussies live on the east side, it's like midnight right now as I'm recording this for them. So
It is midnight.
yeah,
I should be asleep right now.
yeah,
Me
exactly.
too.
So again, if you have any evidence, please forward it to my DMs. My Discord server is in the description as always. And you guys want to say anything else?
I think we
I
covered it
don't
all.
like
I mean,
Max.
yeah.
I don't like Max because he's a dick. So
Hey, I mean, you have your free will to express. And you, Sharky?
I don't like Max because he's a dick.
Big man words. I agree. That's gonna be a wrap up. Uh, uh, thank you guys for watching.